Hi guys, I want to do a reading for the rest of December. And what I want to do is I want to choose 4 cards to see what the tarot has to say about December and what energy is coming up. And then I want to do 3 lots of 3 piles. I'm going to turn them face down. And then I'm going to ask you to pick a pile, and that'll be an even more specific message for you, having made that choice. So I hope that made sense, but I'm going to get started with the 4 card reading. So this is my deck of cards, the Gregory Tarot. You're probably familiar with these, but in case you haven't seen them, here they are. I'm really happy with these cards. The artist, David Corsi, did a great job. The process of making these was interesting because I wrote the description for each card, what I wanted, and the artist then obviously drew them. But the publisher never allowed the artist and the author to have direct contact. So I've never even spoken to the artist. It was always through an intermediary. And he did a wonderful job. I think this I love. Cornucopia of infinite abundance and wealth. I love that. Okay, so let's see what 4 cards come up and what they have to say about December for everyone who's watching this. And then I'll do the lots of 3-card piles. So let's see. First we have the Sun, the 19th card in the Major Arcana. So the inner child is very happy and it's an opportunity to feel good. Then we have the World, and that's the final card in the Major Arcana. So that's really real empowerment and getting to a place where you've been through the Fool's journey and you've learned so much, and there's a real sense of accomplishment and power. Then we have the Knight of Pentacles, so the opportunity to learn something as it relates to career or finance or income, but also to free yourself from financial insecurity and fear, like this demon's whispering in our ear saying it's never enough, you've got to have more. And finally, we have the 3 of Wands, and that's the courage to face the unknown and to really live your own life purpose and to say, I'm now going to go out in the world, into the world. I have certain passions and desires that I want to fulfill. The outcome isn't guaranteed, but I feel so empowered via the ride I've got here that I'm going to go through the threshold of what my life is like at the moment, and I'm going to look at what I can accomplish, even if the outcome isn't guaranteed to work in my favor. But I owe it to myself to try and to tailor my own life and my own experience to suit my needs. So this is someone, I would argue, who's self-actualized and who's saying, do you know what, I'm not going to settle. I'm not going to accept things which are just, flat and gray. I want my life to really mean something, even if that requires a lot of work and effort. I'm going to go on that quest and that mission. Okay, so the 19th card in the Major Arcana, I've got this little girl wearing a red dress, and she's in this field of sunflowers, and she's just running through it, and she's having the time of her life. She is just so happy, and she takes care of herself, and we all have an inner child within. So here in December, there's an opportunity to make yourself happy and to treat yourself to things that you enjoy and to put yourself first. And here, the Sun, if you look at the Sun in the tarot, it represents happiness and joy and energy and strength, but it also represents the solar plexus chakra. It's your energy and what really can be seen as what kind of gives you the energy to live your life. And this is a really good sign for December because you're going to be in a good spot. It's easy to smile and it's easy to find out what it is you enjoy that's free of charge and how you can give yourself permission to pursue those things. So that reminds me of Louise Hay. She was always talking about talking to the inner child and saying, what can I do today that will make you happy? And the cards are prompting you then to ask this question in December: what can I do to enjoy my life? And to not think necessarily about paying the bills all the time and money and responsibilities and duties, but I am a person, sometimes I need to take a bit of time off and I need to self-care and I need to pursue things that are fun and not necessarily productive, but which energize me and give me hope for the future. And that relates to this card then, because this is what I feel is the fuel for this man to move through this threshold. So if I want to face things that are really important to me in my life, but where there's a bit of risk involved, what if this doesn't work out, my hopes and dreams? I think that for me personally, when things are very, very important and there is the potential of things not working out, it's easy to procrastinate on those things and to put them aside, because it's almost more comforting to say, well, I'll try it in future, rather than facing it and doing it in the now and potentially not getting the outcome that you want. So the sun and this little girl is what empowers the Three of Wands to take this risky kind of step. And at least then he's setting himself up, or he's creating the potential to have a wonderful outcome. If you don't even try, there's no chance of success. Here, the odds are much better. It's 50-50. Either he's going to attain his life purpose or discover it, or he isn't. And if he isn't, then he can always try again in future. So these two cards to me are really saying, act, make it happen. Don't just imagine things in your own mind's eye, but take the steps to pursue things that you feel are going to make you happy and will bring more of this energy into your life consistently. The world then is usually shown as a woman surrounded by a wreath and the elements outside of that wreath. And she's holding a wand in either hand. And it's a card that says, by going through the Fool's Journey, all of the cards in the major arcana, this is a person who's now realized that they are unified within themselves. And because of that, they have power over everything going on planet Earth, where duality rules supreme. Good and bad, left and right, up and down. In this case, the magician in my deck is a young kid, and this is the grown-up version. And we had a lot of back and forth over the face. I was like, what about these eyes? We had to we had to really work a lot to get that right. But he's just walking along this path, surrounded by beautiful flowers. So again, this is someone who kind of has the inner child actively and consciously within him, and as an adult he's walking the path that his inner child lays out. So this spread for December, surprisingly, it's saying that if you're in a spot in your life where you feel like, wow, there isn't that much joy and I'm really just busy all day long and I have very little time to do things that are fun and meaningful, there's an opportunity to build structures into your life that mean you're doing that and you're having that experience more frequently. And it's being in this spot and consciously being aware of it and embodying it, you do have access and mastery over all the different elements in your life, or the different aspects. So swords is anything to do with ideas and learning and writing and expressing yourself, teaching. Wands is about your passions in life, your life purpose, and whether what you're doing is actually meaningful. Pentacles represents money and jobs and career, and cups is water, that represents connection. Usually it's love, connection to other people, but it's also connection to the higher realms, your imagination, and even creativity. So this, if you look at the pentacle, that point at the top is mind, and these other points, the four different elements, is matter. Or you could argue the inner child rules supreme over all of the circumstances in your life, and if you make your own happiness a priority, then the details of everything going on are far less significant or influential, and that you cause the effects rather than you being on the receiving end of relationships or rules or financial constraints, or this is what I'm supposed to do, so I can't pursue the job that I want. So it's a wonderful message via these two cards that the only thing we really need to do is get ourselves in a good spot within, or try as much as we can to make our inner child happy, right? And when that's the case, and when we have that commitment to ourselves and we demand a good relationship with ourselves, all of the problems and all of the successes in life and all the things going on this planet are much more easy for you to influence, because you're operating from a real sense of happiness and joy and strength, so that it's possible to manifest joy and wonder in each one of these circumstances. So these two cards are saying that you can really have a fundamental shift in the way you approach every day. And that with the Knight of Pentacles, that it then becomes much easier to avert the gaze from this one coin, which she seems to be fascinated by, and to look around and to say, hey, actually, I don't want you in my house. Bye-bye. Leave. So the Knight of Pentacles is a card that says, I'm still grappling with the energy of money, right? So the Knight of Pentacles is usually standing stock still, and the issue he has is that sometimes he doesn't know when to jump in and to act, and sometimes he doesn't know when to just stay out of it and to hold back until he knows more, and then he can get involved. So in this case, the extremity is that she has completely lost touch with reality here, and she's completely entranced by money and wealth and accumulating as much as she can. So you could argue that that's, obsessiveness or greed, and this negative influence here, clinking the coins next to her ear, means that she's completely governed by money. So it's the opposite of this card. She's forgotten her inner child. She's forgotten that she has power to change all of these things, and she's fallen into the trap of believing that I'm only as good as how much money I have. And life is only as enjoyable based on whether I have a roof over my head or whether I have a ton of cash in the bank. And it's an opportunity here with the Knight being extreme to break out of that pattern of being controlled, whether it is by money or whether you're controlled, like I said, of these different elements by, a certain dogma that says you can't do this, you can only do this. And it's an opportunity to get rid of the demons, to flick them off, so to speak. Demons being code for negative thinking, right? And to say, actually, you aren't welcome here. Money is just a thing, and I'm getting back to my inner child, and I'm no longer going to betray myself and let myself live a life that's spent living in fear of not having enough. That then creates a gap, an opening. Could even be like an addiction. Once that goes, the person who no longer has the substance to rely on then goes, what am I going to fill this gap with? And the gap then is filled by your own hopes and dreams for your future. And even before that, it's your ability to dream again, or to return to a place where, do you know what? I'm not in prison financially or through my relationships. I am powerful. I'm free to choose whatever I want. And I now have an opening here to start pursuing those for the first time. Or I've got the energy and the joy and the optimism to attempt to have a great life for in earnest, and to make that happen for myself. So the lion is a symbol for real strength. So this isn't just about saying, what would my inner child like? Okay, it wants to go to the beach, let's go to the beach. As in just another chore. But by making your inner child happy, you're really giving yourself the best chance for everything you want in life, because then you really are operating from the best possible place within you. You're able to break addictions. You're able to break out of circumstances that make you feel restricted and like you have to do certain things. And it opens everything up, gives you autonomy to pursue things that you enjoy and the courage to go for it. Okay, so I'm going to do the next bit. And for this, I'm going to just put the cards down this way, 3 piles with 3 cards each. And I'm just going to ask you, once they're down, to just take a moment and to say, do you know, which one of these do I feel most drawn to? And it can be what your eye lands on first. It can be an inner sense that, okay, I need to get the one in the middle. It can be crystal clear like that. Or it can be uncertainty. Ultimately, anything that makes you feel something, that's the pile to go for. Okay, let's see. So, first one. Oh, my inner Virgo is screaming. The piles aren't neat. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try and do these best I can. Oh, and yeah. So let's see. Okay, so just take a breath. And just kind of cast your eye over these 3 different piles. Sorry, I'm just gonna move that over here. Get my hand out of the screen so you can connect with them. And maybe even put your hand over it if that's how you tune into things. Which one works for you? Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. Just gonna give it another moment. You got one that you feel drawn to? Hopefully, yes. Okay, so if you chose this pile, let's have a look. We have the Ace of Cups. Here in December, there's something coming your way which is going to make you feel like you have more than enough. And it's like I said in the previous 4-card spread, this is the ability to connect in a loving way to your imagination, to the higher realms, or to other people. So there's an opportunity to have a spiritual connection and breakthrough. There's the opportunity to fall in love. And there's the opportunity to really express yourself wonderfully when it comes to your own creativity. Then we have the Page of Wands. So this is someone who's discovering their life purpose for the first time in earnest and is now going to start walking that path towards realizing it. It's kind of similar to the 3 of Wands we had a moment ago. And finally, we have the King of Cups, more love, and the ability to take care of other people and again to express yourself and to heal certain things within you. So this first pile is really all about having plenty, a sense of well-being, major hope for the future, and a desire to live your true purpose and real excitement about that, and bumping into love on the way as you go. And again, look, in the back we have all these children playing in the background, so it's happiness and the safety to connect to all of your relationships and to feel the love. Okay, so that's amazing. Let's see, pile 2, we have the 9 of Swords. The 9 of Swords is rumination, it's worry, it's waking up in the middle of the night. The Knight of Cups, the solution to worry and fear is to have a spiritual practice, to try something that you haven't tried before. Meditation, chanting, yoga, qigong, tai chi, prayer, walking meditation, music, Reiki, anything that works for you or that is unfamiliar that you may not have tried, try it. The solution to the problem is a spiritual experience. It'll get you out of the washing machine head mode, and it'll give you peace and bliss and calm, so you don't have to be there anymore. And it's the same thing for the 10 of Swords. The 10 of Swords is the illusion, the assumption that everything is terrible. And that, oh no, I'm stressed. And it's always just going to get worse. So if you chose pile 2, these cards are saying, if you're in either of these spots, that you can't let go of worry, or that you're really just going around in circles and that you're assuming that every day is going to be worse. So if you're in a tough spot here, try tapping into your own creativity and express these feelings and get them out of you. Or ask for help from the higher realms through one of those spiritual methods I mentioned. Or talk to other people and express what's on your mind to change your perspective on things and to get a greater sense of reality. That every day is a gift and that every day can be used to make changes, that you don't have to feel like you're sliding off into the abyss. So pile 2 gives real hope for anyone who's had a tough time or is currently having a tough time. And let's see, pile 3, and I need to come up with a better word than pile. That doesn't sound very nice. The 7 of Cups. The 7 of Cups is about daydreaming. And in this case, this young man here, he's not interested in what the teacher says. He doesn't want to be told what to do. He wants to pursue his own hopes and dreams, and he's happy doing that. So this card says, give yourself the chance not just to listen to what other people have, even the pointy finger there, naughty, naughty. Don't just Look at what's possible as far as what other people consider. Daydream, consider something that only you can come up with, because this little boy is unique. He's special. He's not a lemming. He doesn't just need to listen to what is already known and to pass his exams and to do well and then to go to university and to follow the path that society has laid out for him. He's able to be creative, to connect to the higher realms, to create wonderful, good relationships, because he is unique. And when he stays his true, authentic self, that's what makes wonderful things happen. So if you've chosen this pile, you may have questioned, hey, do I just conform? Do I become a normie? Or do I stay with my unique, problematic, wonderful self? That may feel more difficult. The answer is stick with who you are. Don't compromise yourself. That's what's going to lead you into the realms of magic. That's what will allow you to connect to the fairies and to things that are spiritual in nature. And you'll be able to go on your own special adventure into the realms of spirit, or the realms of love, or the realms of healing, or relationship, or creativity. This pile is talking about you going on your own adventure and you being your own special creation. And please don't give up on your amazing qualities just because other people may look at you funny once in a while and say, wow, you're totally different. And then the final card is the Page of Cups. So this process allows you to fall in love with yourself, and that takes me back to the inner child that we had before. But it also allows you to have great relationships, because you're then, through this process, not going into relationships saying, oh, okay, let me just put on a facade. This is what people like. This is what people expect of me. And kind of fake it in order to receive love. So you're coming from a place of lack. With this, by being your true authentic self, you're setting the stage for a genuine relationship to occur, and you're making it possible for love to occur. I was reading about this the other day. Like, let's say you're single, you want to be in a relationship, right? Most of us who go on dates, we're on our best behavior. We put on a nice shirt and stuff, and we put our best foot forward because we want to find love. But the problem with that is, after day 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 2 months later, sooner or later the real you is going to come out. And the other person may then have an experience of, wow, you're totally different than the first impression you gave. Whereas if you commit to yourself and you refuse to adapt yourself and say, I am unique, and I do go on my own adventure, and I do go on a date, and I will show up exactly as I truly am, then you're not going to run into those kind of difficulties. Okay. So I hope that gives you an idea for December. And I really had a lot of fun doing this. Let me know if you like this reading. Let me know if you like the format. Let me know if you think it can be improved. Also, give me a better word than pile. Let me know if you think I should put crystals on each pile. Let me know if there's something you want me to add to this. Or also let me know that you don't like this at all, that you don't think it makes sense, that this is not something that you enjoy. I'm really open to all feedback, because I really had fun with this reading, and I think for me it's been a great journey of doing something new that I love. And you also notice that I hadn't included the numbers here. I don't want to include the numbers this time. I just want to look at the cards. So if you would like a personal reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. In my personal readings, I use the tarot, astrology, numerology, and my intuition, and I combine them all to hopefully give you really useful answers. The astrology chart in particular is really a blueprint of who you are. So if you're not sure about what your talents are when it comes to work, or whether you feel your life purpose has been accomplished, or whether it's still totally nebulous to you, and even whether your work and your life purpose are connected or whether they're separate. It also shows me things like relationships and spiritual development, friendships, connection with institutions and authorities, money, communication, travel. I look at the progress chart and the transits to see what's coming up in future. A solar return is wonderful. I can do that around your birthday or any time really, but it looks at the year ahead from your birthday this year till your birthday next year. And I also use astrocartography, which allows me to see which parts of the world are going to work for you and which ones aren't. It reverses the process of the natal chart. The natal chart is me looking up at the sky, and the astrocartography is me in the sky, so to speak, looking at planet Earth and how the planets were moving over different areas and how those then will influence you. And it's a static thing that's based on your natal chart. It never changes. So if you'd like me to have a look at that, or if you'd like me to just do a tarot reading or just look at your numbers, or you have any questions for me at all, please do get in touch for a personal reading via gregoryscott.com. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, please. Helps it show up. Subscribe for more videos. And please also share this with anyone who you think might like it. And please do give me that feedback on whether this was something you enjoyed or not. I'd really like to hear what you guys think. I really value that. So I hope you have a wonderful December and happy holidays, Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah. And I hope you have a fabulous time. And I'll speak to you soon. Oh, I do a daily tarot reading on the channel as well, where I do 3 cards or 4 cards sometimes every day. So if you'd like to watch those, then please join the channel. And it's affordable. Have a look at the actual cost of it. It's not wildly expensive, and you do get 30 or 31 videos a month for that fee. So please have a look before you decide. And I do respect, that any kind of subscription or anything like that is an added commitment. So I totally understand. But have a look, please, and consider whether you'd like to join. Have a wonderful month, and I will speak to you soon. All the best.